So on this machine, the controls are here, and it's nice. They're pretty self-explanatory. So you have an emergency stop button. And again, another safety feature is there are two magnets here. And again, if this is not in place, the machine is not going to run because you have to have this in place so that you don't grind up your fingers. So it prevents you from dropping spoons, spatulas, and fingers into the chamber. Okay. So on this is for your washing or sanitizing. And again, it engages the motor for the dasher, but not the condenser. This is the ejection, and what happens on the ejection, on this machine, it reverses it so that the product comes down the chute and out. And then for freezing, to run this, we would just hit the little ice cream cone, and then that would start it freezing. On this, what we do is we watch, it's something they call viscosity, but it really isn't. And it's set at a point where it'll beep when it gets to that certain quote unquote viscosity. But in this case, it's not real viscosity, right, Dr. Hart? This is fake viscosity in that it's really the resistance of the motor to any motion. So it's a resistance, it's not true viscosity. But when it gets to that point, then it will kind of stop the condenser from working. The dasher will still keep working, but the condenser won't be on all the time. Okay? So this one actually has a power button. So this says you have to engage a power button. Okay? This is the wash cycle, and then this would be the freezing. Then once the product's frozen, this is the eject button. And you can see it's pretty universal as far as the signs. They're very similar. So hopefully it's very intuitive. And of course your manual will tell you all this. And as you can see, there are things for time. You can, on this machine, run a time, set time, or you can set a temperature. And then this is for an alarm bell. The other thing you can do is you can actually program this for a specific program. We usually don't, just because it's pretty easy to see whether or not you have nice product or not, or that it's frozen. So that's why this is a nice machine to have. Although a disadvantage of it is because this is not a thermal cover. You can see why this might be a little icier product, although it's hard to tell with very fresh ice cream, than say this one, which this is all sealed, and so it's more of a thermal barrier, so it really keeps the cold in. But again, all these three machines, you can make gelato, you can make water ice, you can make frozen custard if you wanted, and then you could do regular 14%, 16% fat ice cream.